very important sources for that. Your YouTube videos, for the explainers, the MCQ series on different reports, budget, economic surveys, that provided me with very good practice. I also extracted content out of those explainer videos to include in my notes.
ऑलिवबोर्ड का वो मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम था, उसमें अनिल सर के 2-3 सेशंस हुए थे, तो उन्होंने भी गाइड किया कि क्या अप्रोच रखना चाहिए, अगर मेंस का पेपर के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है तो वो कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, प्रीलिम्स के लिए अगर अप्रोच रखना है तो वो कैसे रखना है। तो इस तरह से ओवरऑल फिर एग्जीक्यूशन के साथ में
Hello everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the MCQ session on finance current affairs, guys. Let's quickly start the session. So guys, this is a mega scholarship challenge. You can participate and win up to 75% of the scholarship in this particular test. So the dates are 13th and 14th of September. So you can join this scholarship challenge, right? This is for the RBI Grade B 2025. Let's quickly start the session. A very good evening everyone. Very good evening Aditi. The very first question for today is, in collaborative efforts, in collaborative initiative, India's market institution have launched a competitive platform to foster innovation, technological solutions. This participation is from depositories in stock exchange and the fintech providers as well. So basically it's a joint initiative of SEBI, CDSL, NSDL, fintech and NSE. Which one of the following is the name of that initiative? Very good. Securities market hackathon. Okay, securities market hackathon. So yesterday only we were discussing about this securities market hackathon. Next question, India's UPI platform has crossed a major milestone in August 2025, processing over 20 billion transactions. Can you guys tell me what was the total transaction value which was recorded in April 2025 under UPI? Which was the total transaction value recorded in April 2025 under the UPI? The correct choice is option C, 24.85 lakh crore. Okay, 24.85 lakh crore. Next one, in a major overhaul of indirect taxation, the GST Council has simplified the structure. This reform is expected to boost the consumption and ease compliance. Which of the following statement best captures the nature of this reform? So here we are having 5 statements. You need to identify the correct statement related to the GST Council reforms. That's a very simple question, right? That's a very straight and simple question. Yes guys, a dual slab system has been announced. So now the rate will be 5% and 18%, and 40% will be for the demerit slab list, right? Next one, among the sector impacted by the new GST rate, insurance received a significant benefit. Can you guys tell me which of the following categories of now insurance will be enjoying the full GST exemption here? Which category of the insurance here will be enjoying the full GST exemption here? Life and health insurance. So here life and health insurance policies will be fully exempt from the GST as of now. Acha, do you guys know about the zero rated supply? And if you know about the zero rated supply, here are the 5 things. Here are the 5 kind of supply that they have mentioned. You need to just tell me which one of the following can be a zero rated supply. Zero rated supply, that means if you are supplying, you won't be facing any kind of GST because the rate is zero. Zero rated supply. Yes, supply to special economic zone. And can you guys tell me one more? There are 2 zero rated supplies. One is supply of goods to SEZ. What is the other one? Any idea guys? Anyone? Another one is the exports. Okay, exports. So zero rated supply includes export sales and the supply to the special economic zone, right? So option B here is the correct one. Option B here is the correct one. Next one. GST Council has introduced a sharp 40% demerit rate on specific categories of the goods as part of its rationalization. This is done to encourage unnecessary consumption and compensate for the associated social cost. Which of the following goods would most likely to be taxed under this demerit rate? Which of the following goods is most likely to be taxed under this demerit rate? Luxury cars and tobacco, right? Next one. India's external sector position showed market improvement in Q1 of financial year 2026 as the current account deficit significantly narrowed. You need to tell me the number of the current account deficit in Q1 of financial year 2026. Current account deficit number of Q1 of financial year 2026. $2.4 billion. Okay, 2.4 billion. Option C is the correct choice. Option C is the correct choice. It is 0.2% of the GDP. It is $2.4 billion. Okay, it is 0.2% of the GDP as of now. Next one. Here we are having three statements. You need to identify the incorrect statement from the following. This is regarding the Q1 external account position of financial year 2026, which was a recently released data. Statement number 1. Exports related to services surged, aided by growth in the business and computer services. Second statement. Merchandise trade surged, improving goods trade position over the previous year. Third statement. Remittances inflows increased, questioning the external account. What do you think is an incorrect statement here, guys? What do you think is an incorrect statement here? The correct choice here is option C. Only the second statement is false here, right? Only the second statement, merchandise trade has gone down, right? In terms of deficit, it has increased. Next one. Despite the CAD in Q1 of financial year 2026, India recorded an overall BOP surplus. Backed by strong capital flows, the surplus was slightly lower than the year ago period, but remained in the positive territory at least. India's balance of payment surplus during the period stood at what amount? A straight and simple question directly from the data released by RBI recently. 4.5 billion USD. 4.5 billion USD is the correct choice. Okay. Next one. Among the sources of financial flows that supported India's BOP surplus, different components were contributed variably. One category stood out as the largest contributor in the Q1 of financial year 2026. Which financial inflow provided the highest support to the BOP in Q1 of financial year 2026? Highest support. Which was the highest contributor, I can say, in the BOP? The correct choice is foreign direct investment, right? Foreign direct investment was the highest contributing category in the following areas. Then was, I think, FPI, foreign portfolio investment, and next was the external commercial borrowing, right? Next one, to enhance the transaction efficiency for high value case uses, NPCI has raised the UPI limits for specific categories only. Can you tell me the revised per transaction limit under the UPI for capital market, insurance and government e-marketplace transactions? Again, a direct question. The answer is 5 lakh rupees. So option D is the correct choice. Option D is the correct choice. Next one. As per the NPCI's updated circular, the newly enhanced UPI limits apply selectively and the scope of these limits is clearly defined. Which of the following statements are correct? First statement, the new limits apply only to P2M transaction with verified merchants. Statement number 2, P2P transaction limits remain unchanged. Statement number 3, enforcement deadlines for bank and the PSPs is 15th of September 2025. So what do you think, guys? Out of these three, which statements are correct? Yes, all of the following statements here are correct. Okay, all of the following statements are correct. Correct here. Enforcement deadline for the banks and the other payment service provider is 15th of September. P2P transaction limit has remained unchanged. There is no change in the P2P transaction limit. Plus, there is only the change in the P2M transaction. So, person to merchant transaction has only changed. Next one. To facilitate the high value digital bill payments, especially related to the credit cards, NPCI has also introduced a separate daily transaction cap. This ensures convenience. What is the daily cap for UPI based transaction bill payments? I'm talking about the daily cap. Okay, I'm talking about the daily cap in case of credit card bill payment. I'm not talking about the per transaction. I'm talking about the daily cap. 6 lakhs is the correct choice. Okay, 6 lakhs is the correct choice here. 6 lakhs is the correct choice. Next one. As per the microfinance data which was recently released related to Q1 of the financial year 2026, of the disbursement volume, number of clients served and so on, what overall trend was observed in the microfinance disbursement in Q1 of financial year 2026? What was the broad trend of the data which was recently released related to the microfinance? Options are in front of you. Let me know the correct choice. What's the overall trend observed in the microfinance disbursement? (23.6% year-on-year decline was observed, right? So the data related to microfinance sector was not so good. We see a decrease in the disbursement close to 23.6%. Next one, a very easy question. I hope इसका आंसर सभी दे दोगे. In significant move towards the financial inclusion and deeper lending capability, a global e-commerce company has recently acquired a fintech lender, right? So this acquisition comes with an NBFC license for Amazon, enabling the digital lending. You need to tell me the name of the fintech entity which was acquired in this particular case. You need to tell me the name of the particular entity which was acquired in this particular case. Yes, option B. Option B is the correct choice here. Option B is the correct choice here. So recently Amazon has acquired this company, a fintech NBFC lender, that too for the direct lending in India purpose. Next one. A related question, not a question of finance current affairs, but a related question. In the Indian corporate landscape, different types of entities define their governance and the ownership structure differently. One of such a type is an associate company. What defines an associate company under the Indian corporate law as per your understanding? What do you mean by an associate company? Options are in front of you. Tell me, what do you mean by an associate company in this regard? Many a times you are reading in the financial news that wholly owned subsidiary, associate, joint venture. What do you mean by an associate company here? Very good. An associate company means where I am having a significant influence, but I am not controlling it. So let me just draw a timeline for you guys. 0% shareholding, 20% shareholding, 50% shareholding, 100% shareholding. Let's suppose this is the share capital of ABC Limited. ABC Limited. Now I have acquired 20% or more than 20% equity share capital of ABC Limited. Can I say that I do have a significant influence? My decisions can create a significant influence on this company. Why? Because I am holding 20% or more than 20% in this particular company. So I do have a significant influence, right? However, if I have a shareholding of more than 50%, if I have a shareholding of more than 50%, equity share capital I'm talking about, can I say that I have a control here? Why? Because let's suppose if the company wants to take a decision on a particular matter, they need to pass an ordinary resolution. What do you mean by ordinary resolution? A majority resolution in which majority of the shareholders are giving their assent, right? Do you think that solely I can control this company? Why? Because in case of any decision, I'll be able to pass ordinary resolution on my own. So most of the decisions I'll be able to impact, right? I can just pass an ordinary resolution by my own because I am the majority shareholder. I'm holding more than 50%, right? So that's a significant control. In case of associate, that's a significant influence. So this is the range of the associate. Anywhere around 20 to less than 50%. More than 50% will be the range of subsidiary. This is my subsidiary if I am holding more than 50%. And the moment I start holding 100% equity share capital of this company, this will become a wholly owned subsidiary. This will become a wholly owned subsidiary. Okay. So please do remember this concept can be important for your examination. And multiple times this particular concept has been asked in the competitive examination. Next one. India took a global stage by announcing its participation in the major digital payment integration initiative. This step integrates the domestic digital payment system with that of the global network, with which organization is India's UPI going to get integrated. It's UPU. Full form is Universal Postal Union. So yesterday only we were discussing about this concept of UPU. So what they are doing is they are integrating the UPI with the UPU. So any kind of, let's suppose a person residing in any foreign country can use the UPU, and via UPU they can access the UPI as well, right? Next one. Now India's ambitious UPI and UPU integration projects marks a significant advancement in the global remittance technology. This project aims to offer low-cost instant transfer via the postal network. Which entities are the stakeholders in this particular UPI UPU integration? What do you think? Which entities are the stakeholders in this particular integration? DOP, Department of Post, NPCI International Payments Limited, a subsidiary company of NPCI, and UPU, they are the stakeholders basically. As per a recent RBI study spanning 10 years period, identified the Indian state that has consistently led in the number of bank finance project. Can you guys tell me the name of that particular state who has been consistently leading the pack in the number of bank finance projects? A very, very simple thing. A straight question for you guys. Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, Karnataka, Telangana. Guys, the correct choice here is Gujarat. Okay, Maharashtra is on the second number. Gujarat is topping the list as of now. So Gujarat is on the first number. Maharashtra is on the second number on the based on the number of bank project finance projects, right? Number of bank finance projects. So yesterday only we have discussed this particular concept, and the top 5 list is contributing close to more than 60% of the total number of bank finance project. Okay, so Gujarat is the correct choice. Next one. NPCI has granted TPAP approval to a new fintech company that aims to revolutionize the rural payment through its UPI based platform. We discussed about the Viona Fintech's UPI platform yesterday. So what purpose it is for? It is primarily designed to serve which of the following groups? Can you tell me which of the following groups this particular platform is targeting? The correct choice is option B, farmers, small merchants and local communities. Okay, farmers, small merchants and local communities. So B is the correct choice here. Next one. SEBI has introduced a new framework. They have announced a new frameworks related to the surveillance in the derivative market. We all know about. There is a detailed video as well which I released I think 2 months back. From when will this particular SEBI new intraday position monitoring framework for index options will be effective? Very, very important for your upcoming examination. Not just the date, but the entire circular. You need to have a crisp understanding of this particular circular. And because in RBI grade B examination, sometimes they are asking the date related questions as well. That's why I have included this particular question as well in your series. Correct choices option C, 1st of October 2025. 1st of October 2025. Next one. Can you tell me the net possession limit per entity under the new SEBI framework? Net possession limit. I am talking about the net possession limit. Correct choice here is 5,000 crore. Okay, 5,000 crore is the net possession limit. Now here in front of you, you are having 4 statements. You need to identify the incorrect statements. This is related to the SEBI revised index option framework. First statement. SEBI's objective is to curb excessive speculative intraday bets, especially on the expiry dates, to safeguard the market stability, to protect the retail investors, while still allowing liquidity providers to operate within the defined boundaries. That's statement number 1. Statement number 2. Monitoring will occur via at least 4 random snapshots during the trading day, including one during the peak activity between 2:45 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Third one. On expiry day, breaches of intraday limits will lead to penalties and additional surveillance deposits. Option 4, statement 4. Intraday gross position limit per side, long side and short side is set at 10,000 crore. You need to just identify the incorrect statement here. It can be one, it can be more than one as well. None of the above is the correct choice. All the statements are correct here, guys. Okay, so fourth one is also correct. It is gross position limit, and I think Satyarth is a consistent performer is what I can see in the comment section, right? I think almost all the questions he has correctly answered as of now. So that's great, Satyarth. Keep it up. Option E, none of the above. Okay, so the gross limit is 10,000 crore, the net limit is 5,000 crore, and the date is 1st of October 2025. You need to take at least 5 random snapshots during the trading day, the exchange needs to take the 4 random, right? 4, not 5. 4 random snapshots during the day and 1 during the peak activity between 2:45 to 3:30. I think from these 5 questions, 1 can come in your examination, right? It's a high probability question again. It's a high probability question. Next one. Bank credit trends released through the BSR1 data for the Q1 of financial year 2026 showed the robust growth across major sector, reflecting continued momentum. In this context, which of the following statements are correct here? Statement 1. Personal loan growth was 16.5%, lower than the service sector. Option B. Agriculture credit growth was lower than the industry sector. Option C. Service sector recorded the highest credit growth among all the services. Bank credit grew at a rate higher than 15% in Q1 of financial year 2026. Option E. Personal loan share in the total credit stood at above 35%. Option D, bank credit, okay, option D. Next one, according to the BSR2 report, data for the Q2 of the financial year 2026. अच्छा, इसके अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाना है, मेजर फिगर्स ही हमको याद रखने हैं, ठीक है, मेजर फिगर्स ही हमको इसके अंदर याद रखने हैं. प्लीज़ डू रिमेंबर दैट थिंग. डोंट गो इनटू टू मच डिटेल्स, okay. And this particular question, guys, I need to check, okay. This one is for the review purpose. I don't think it is the correct, okay. So this one is for the review purpose. Yes, I also think that most probably इसका आंसर यहाँ पे C होने वाला है, ठीक है, but still we need to review this. And the last question for today, and that's a homework question. You can later on tell me in the comment section which of the following statement is or are incorrect. Private sector banks are facing profit growth challenges due to the decline in the net interest income, whereas public sector banks are outperforming with a better profit growth and less pressure on the margin. Statement 2. As per the BSR1, Q1 of financial year 2026 reports on the credit, private sector banks recorded a higher credit growth than the public sector bank and the foreign bank. Option 3. As per the BSR2, Q1 financial year 2026 report on deposit, private sector banks recorded a lower deposit growth than the public sector banks and foreign banks. Bank credit growth decelerated to 9.9% in June 2025 from 15% in June 2024. So that's a homework question for you all. Later on, let me know in the comment section. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for today. And if you haven't given the test of your RBI Grade B readiness, you can definitely do it. Plus, you can give the previous year question paper as well on the Oliveboard website. 2024 previous year question is completely free of cost. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Incorrect था भाई, incorrect था. ठीक है, incorrect था. You need to find out the incorrect statement. हाँ, क्वेश्चन में बता रहा हूँ, इनकरेक्ट था, है ना. ठीक है, तो जिन ने आंसर नहीं दिया है वो बाद में कमेंट सेक्शन में दे देना. मिलते हैं अगले वीक. तब तक के लिए ट्राई करो कि फाइनेंस करंट अफेयर्स को फटाफट से रिवाइज कर लो. ठीक है. ओके गाइस, बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सी यू सून.